All right, hello everyone. So today is Thursday. Let's take a look. So we've got now gold. Now gold yesterday, I just stop out right over here, and then in the afternoon, I just said let me not touch it because I did say it was going to get volatile, and it did. But the hours were okay. I did say if the market like retraces onto that 5:40 time frame, 5 o'clock, sorry, not 5:40, 5 p.m. my time, which is 4 p.m. on the platform. Okay, and that's, as you can see, the 4 p.m. bar on the platform. As you can see, the market opened there, okay, and then just went down. Okay, you can see just boom there. So the minute it opened, it went down, and that's fine. Okay, and then the market retraced going upwards into now what we call here. And I did say it's going to be a bit volatile, so the market really, pretty much did push its way through. Okay, so if you sold here on that hour, well done. Okay, that took some courage because it was like really volatile. Okay, and this was your setup hour. Now on gold, the setup hour wasn't very good. Okay, because it was like in the middle of nowhere. All right, so this daily pivot is today's, not yesterday's. So it's in the middle of nowhere. But the euro and the SP 500 were a good setup. We'll see in a minute as well. All right, so now with gold, what to do? Now Friday is a swing day, so Monday was a swing day, as you can see. So Monday the market fell from the highs, and then on Tuesday picked up. Now this was a swing day on Monday, but you can see it was a top for a retracement, and it was also a low. Okay, and that does happen. So then that's just swing day. All right, and now we've got a breakout. All right, so it's kind of like on both sides. Okay, but I'm not going to put that there so we don't get confused. All right, so on the weekly, once again, we've got a breakout, bounced off right from the PST, so it's good to see. And then the PST, with the PST weekly, we're like kind of pushing up, and that's how it is. All right, so we'll see how things pan. Yesterday I thought it might break down, okay, after the impulse pullback break, but it went the other way, which is fine. Because we're trading at trading hours, the stop losses are really tight, and that is the beauty about it. It's like really tight stop loss. Now the target today is 65, 2708. If we get to 2708, the market can do that. 2708. The market might sell off from there, okay, because that's basically a resistance. On the weekly, as you can see, the next one is 64, which is 2733. So the market has got room to go. So standing in front of it, and trying to sell it off is not a good idea. But we can go with the grain. That is with the trend. And what you can do, okay, is if the market pulls back into the good hours for today, I'll tell you, is 10 past 1 to 1:30 my time, okay, and 10 past 3 to 3:50 my time. Now, if we find direction at the 3 p.m., okay, then what should happen is the market should follow through and follow that through until like 8 p.m. and 10:45 and so on. So that should give us some bread and butter today at those hours. So if you can't trade, if you're in the US, then you can do that. You can do that early morning session, like I said, from 10 past 3 to, let's say, 4 o'clock. Okay, from like 10 past 3 to 4 o'clock. So we have a round number. Okay. And that's my time. All right. On the platform, that's going to be 10 past 2 to 3 p.m., which is going to be there. All right. So both of those hours are legit. Okay. London, New York pre-session. As you can see, that's the New York time zone. That's the London session. So London happening, New York happening, and so on. And that could probably take us into that 8 o'clock and then possibly to 10 o'clock as well, 10:45 my time. All right, so that's your setup. If you want to buy, do it when the market is down. If you want to sell from the high, okay, it's a bit more tricky, but we've got a time period here which could push the market down because it's a disruptive time period. Okay, it's a disruptive time period, plus there's a gap here. All right, so if you want to draw your lines as well, okay, this is going to be a time, well, this is going to be a zone. All right, but it's legit all the way down into this zone, because there's a little gap here, but this could all be closed up. So then this is also a legitimate zone for the market to come to, okay, and to be bought. All right, so that's that. Remember, like I said, it's not a swing day on gold today. Now, with the, so that's gold. All right, so if we come back, looking to push up further is okay. If it doesn't push back, and if it keeps going up and up and up, it's fine. Don't stand in front of it because, it's a PST breakout. Don't stand in front of it. Just let it go, because Friday we're probably going to hit somewhere for a retracement. Why? Because we've got a 3-day rise. 1, 2, then we'll have a 3-day rise, and then a boom retracement. If we go up with that coming back, it's better for us. Then on a swing day we can sell off, and then it should come back into this green zone or this green zone, okay, because of the gaps. All right, so it's not a bad thing. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, remember we had a swing day, Tuesday and a Wednesday, right? So this is just Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're down here. But remember with the euro dollar, as we dip down, we're buying because it's in the zone. You already know the euro dollar. Watch the previous videos if you haven't. 34, 1.0348, 1.0348, guys. You should have been in the money there. Anybody trading the euro dollar. Now remember, I said yesterday we have a pre-news setup. What does that really mean? Well, if you know how to trade with us, that's your 245 pre-news setup. Now with the news, you don't know where you're going, but you understand this is your setup. So two things you can do here. You can buy and sell and put your stop losses, okay, if your platform allows you to double trade on both sides. Or you could put a straddle order and go either way. Why? Because if you have a pre-trade setup and then your next trading hour is after the news, which was the case at 5 p.m., which is 4 p.m. on the platform, right? It was 5 p.m. So you see how the market went from there to there, hits the target, and then bangs down into $6.45, which I didn't have any $6.45, but I did have 8 o'clock on the platform, which is there. You see what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, as you can see, bang, bang, that's a nice thing to see. All right, market coming back, and now we're in this zone. Now, this is a trading hour as well, and this is nice to see as well. Now we've got a different daily pivot today. You want to keep that in mind. It's a sandwich zone, but the way things are looking, okay, let's take a look on the weekly as well, actually, so that we can get a perspective. Having a longer term perspective, okay, is okay, and it's good. And you can see how these PST levels are working like magic, because you can put your take profit orders in there already and not have to stress out, and you're just left with managing the trade at the trade hours, okay, or after the trade hour where a move has been made. So then this is a bit of an indecision bar, as you can see, right? But it's done the target. So what you might want to do is take a rest on the euro dollar. If you took your profit yesterday, because you could have traded both sides, no big deal, okay? If you took your profit, just leave it alone, all right? Now, there is a bit of a gap here on the previous. Let's push this back a little bit here, as you can see, all right? So this is still a possibility. The market should still come back again, okay? It should come back again for us to go back up, okay? Even if it breaks up, we should have an ABC pullback into a decent location, which should be around this zone, even if it breaks afterwards, so we can get back in the game, all right? And because Tuesday, Wednesday were swing days, okay, we're like pushing upwards, what we have here now on the euro dollar is a waiting game until Friday. So you can wait for Friday and, treat it that way. If you were to say, well, what are we going to do? Should we trade? Should we not trade? What should we do? If you really do want to trade, what you can do is this. If the market comes back down, you have to watch out for this little baby here, all right? And that means just stick your... just a second. We have to be mindful about this, okay? And not rush it. Let me turn this into a 1 hour chart. While that's going into the 1 hour chart, I can't reiterate enough the discipline you need to keep. And the trading journal, I've got a few feedbacks and it's good. So people are using it, which is nice to see, okay? So look, we have the hourly gap here. So there's one zone here, all right? The market still has potential to push back down, all right? This is 1 day, 2 day. We can have a third day up, no problem, all right? And then the market can sell off again. Okay, so if you want to follow that third day up, what can you do? Well, you're either going to go long from here or above the daily and weekly push up, all right? Now we can get rid of that, okay? But your target initially will have to be the closing of this, which is now, instead of 48, is going to be there, 44, okay? Kind of like there, okay? And that's okay. Now we've got a disruptive trading hour coming into 10 past 9, which is going to be, let's get rid of these, okay. Turn this back into a 15-minute chart. Just keep this place in mind, all right? Because it could go up and then we'll have a big, slap down for the market to fill in the gaps and to start buying again. All right, so this is what you can do. From here, we've got 10 past 9, which is going to be 10 past 8 here, okay, on that bar, all right? So here there are two things that can happen. Because we're under the daily and the weekly, we could flip to the downside. If the market breaks above the daily and the weekly, then the pullback into a trading hour is good to go up. And those hours, I told you, from 10 past 1 to 1:30 my time, and 10 past 3 to 4 o'clock my time, New York. Once we find direction in New York, it should go all the way until 8 p.m. my time, and even further to 10:45. Okay, so between 8 and 10:45 we might have a little wave, so be mindful there. Take a look at SB 500. Now with the SB 500, remember the swing days, nice and easy. Tuesday, Wednesday, big push up, breakout on the PST, I did say don't stand in front of it. Okay, here. The target yesterday was this HCL1, 5925. 5925. There you go. Right on the dot. Okay. Now this is a big gap up. So the market will probably want to push down to close. Today, I'm going to give you a secret. On the Dow, it's a swing day today, which in my opinion is also valid for SP 500. Okay, so if the market is going to sell today, okay, it can do so. So what you have to do is mark in the hours again. All right, so we've got 8:07, so it's going to be 8 o'clock bar here. All right, and then we've got London session, which is going to be 12:09, which is 1:09 my time, until 30. Okay, so 1 to 1:30, let's say. And then we've got New York, 3:10 my time, which is going to be 2:10 here. Actually, you can leave that here. You can leave it at 4:15 because we've got until 4. Okay, which is going to be 3 here. Okay, so this zone, all right, you could put that there as well, no problem, right? So this zone and this zone are the good ones for us to enter a trade, which should then take the market to, like I said, 8 o'clock, which is going to be 7 here. Okay, and from here we're either going to do a reversal, or it's going to be like a small thing, kind of like going in the same direction, and that's going to take us to 9:45. Wait, 9:45. Okay, now 9:45 on the platform, which is 10:45 my time, is not a bad place for the market to turn. All right, it's actually not a bad place for the market to turn at all. Okay, and tomorrow morning as well might be a little tricky until 9 o'clock my time. All right, so I don't mind selling this today. Okay, the SP 500 because it is a swing day. All right, and we're up here, all the gaps are closed, and you can see that this is like kind of breaking down here. So the market's selling off again, coming down is legit. All right, and that's how it is. Just mark your hours for it, and like I said, New York and London both good for this to happen. Okay, today, this hour was 5:40, which is 4:40 on the platform. Let's do this. 4:40 on the platform is there. Okay, so this is not a bad spot, okay, to kind of like fall off. The other option is if the market hits a target on a PST. This is too far out, but it could still do it. It's 6,040. And on the weekly, or like up here. Okay, so here you have to be careful because the overall trend is still up, but because it's a swing day, pushing it back down, it's not a bad idea. There's room to come to at least the weekly pivot here. Okay, so now we can get rid of these because these are done. Look at the setup here yesterday. Look, 245. Market mucking around at 245, just waiting for the news. The minute it comes, see, it's just boom, going all the way up there, and that's just fine. All right. So already, market, having made the decision, it's just breaking up into there. So that's all good. and then hitting the targets. All right, so be mindful on this one, either today or tomorrow, because it could be like down and up, and then tomorrow sell off as well. But the swing hours from the highs, I think they're okay. And if you want to trade it, New York session, I think it's legit to do so. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. All right, with the Dow, we had a bit of a different situation. It's Wednesday and Thursday, whereas NASDAQ and SP 500 had just Wednesday for a swing day, and Dow Jones had Wednesday or Thursday. And you can see Wednesday was a blast, beautiful push up all the way into there. And we had talked about this before, and I did say come and stop sweep. And because that's like logical, market wanted to stop sweep it out. On the weekly, that is just huge. Okay, it's also, let's see if this is going to be, I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay, I just want to see one thing. If this is, yeah, it's not a good buy kiss yet, but it's pretty damn close. Okay, if it does a good buy kiss at a trading hour, I think it's doable. There's still gaps here, as you can see. Okay, and that's a nice kind of push upwards in that direction. So it should retrace. Okay, it needs to. And because today's a swing day, now I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, I am going to get rid of this. What I can do is maybe that. Okay, let's do this. Because we want to measure the move, right? We don't want to just do anything crazy. If you sell it, okay, that's your target zone. All right, down here at 42,750. Okay, it's a target zone coming into there. Okay, and that's basically what we can do. All right. And this was the zone we marked in, remember? Here. Okay, so that just worked out fine, going all the way on there as well. And Friday was a swing day, remember? So Friday, boom, market making the low, Monday following through. And that's it. So we can look for, like I said, a sell-off. The market should retrace. They're either going to do it today or tomorrow. But this 3-day up is nice for a pullback. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. We're probably going to have the same kind of scenario on that one as well. Here we are on the daily. All right, so this is it. Now remember, on this one we had on the swing day same as SP 500. So there you go. Wednesday, boom. All right, that's fine. But I did say this zone needs to break, and this will break. Okay, so we're still in that downwards triangle. Okay, and this should still break. So going up from here is good. It's how it needs to be. If I also did this, okay, selling is not a bad option here. All right, so just stick that in there. If you're using your PST, as you can see, life is easier. Okay, and you see exactly where that stopped. Okay, so pretty much on the line, as you can see. Okay, top to top, pretty much on the PST. So the market retracing down is logical. Okay. And that's how we can play that as well. It's a good buy kiss, 57, 21,180, and you should have hit that 21,180 is exactly there yesterday. Again, once again, a beautiful move, going all the way into the target. Look at that, 2:45 our time, 1:45 on the platform. The market just setting up. 1:45 is there, right above the opening. It's just setting up, and then boom. All right, beautiful. So I hope that worked out for you. Like I said, today we should have a retracement. There's a huge gap here, as you can see. The market needs to kind of like pull back into that. So today or tomorrow we should have maybe a sell-off. Also keep an eye out for the news, because remember, the news is also important. And oh, come on. I don't know why this needs to sign in all the time. And that is this week. All right, so all that's there. Thursday, as you can see, it's heavy news. Now with the Thursday, also today we've got news coming out. The setup time, you can see, is 3:10 to 4 o'clock. All right, so that's your setup time and market setting up. So use it wisely. All right, and it should be okay. And let's do that. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, remember we had a PST target. And that PST targeting, there you go. All right, so the PST targeting, and then we've got the price PST targeting going up. I'm pretty sure we did say you could probably follow this up into these targets, and that's how it happened. Same again here, look, 2:45, 1:45 on the platform is there. All right, it's just a beautiful setup, and then boom. All right, it's just like magic. All right, so if you did that, you should have been just fine. And not much to talk about, because there is no swing day on Bitcoin until, as you know, the weekend. So not much to talk about. It should probably pop down here. If it comes back down and you want to buy again, it's doable. But look, there's a 1, 2, 3 tap here, so a bit of a retracement here as well is in order. Okay, let's see. And that's basically it. Okay, Tuesday was the swing on this one. Remember, Tuesday going up into the PST targets, and that's it. Not much to do now. On the weekly, we're up here, so we'll have to wait and see. Still a good push. Okay, but for us, okay, a good retracement needs to happen before we think about buying. All right. If you're day trading, that is, it's a different story, as you guys all know. If you're day trading, you're going to have to wait for a good place to come back to, like this zone. Okay, like here. All right. At the right hour, at the right time, that is. Price and time, and then pushing up is okay. All right, going back up again is okay, because the buyers are in. Okay, but remember, you're at the tops. So if you're going to buy and hold, if you're one of those buyers and holders, you know my stand on it. So I wouldn't be doing that until we got back into the 70s zone. That's how it is for the moment.